Well, Bear Pack, the time is almost upon us to reforge and rename our newly found Valyrian steel sword. The way you do that, if you haven't been involved in this process before, is we reforge the Valyrian steel sword, so it takes on a new look. Let's take a look. There's always a chance that the blacksmith could steal. So let's look at this guy. He's honest. He's greedy, so that's a little bit of a tell. And then there's also Jonathor, who is envious, zealous, and an erudite. So that one's not as obvious. At least this guy with his honest could I think he's gonna be a better option for sure. So let's go with him. I already have it in mind which one I'm gonna do. So we have a couple of really nice models to follow, and I'm gonna give you kind of the idea behind my thought. Okay, so we're gonna do Dragonbane. That's gonna be the base model for the sword. So Dragonbane is gonna be the one that we want, and I'm gonna just kind of briefly explain why. So upon his return home to Bear Hall, Valar went into the hall where they kept Wingstranger's bones, and he's collecting the bones, and the bones are gonna be used to create the forge in which they reforge the Valyrian steel sword, and they're also gonna fuel the flame. Dragon bones are surprisingly heat resistant, so they're gonna fuel the fires that are gonna reforge this sword. And also it's going to play into the name a little bit as well, which I will explain once we get there. So Dragonbane is going to be our base. The blacksmith Eloquo has completed his work and presents you with the newly reforged Valyrian steel sword. Good. I name it Dragonbane, but not for long. So we're going to go into our treasury, and this is what Dragonbane looks like. So it kind of has that the dragon shape right here, which matches very well with kind of the history of the Kingdom of the Woods in particular, but also High King Valar was a dragon rider. Let's not forget. Let's manage this artifact. We're gonna rename it, which what that does is it creates a lordship, kind of a workaround for renaming artifacts. So it creates a lordship in which we can rename the sword. And so instead of Dragonbane, we're going to name it Stranger's Song. And this is kind of an amalgamation, a combination of a couple of different suggestions from down in the comment section, which, let me just start off by saying that I am so appreciative of all of the time investment and the wonderful, amazing suggestions you guys have given for this particular event, but always you guys shell out for everything that we do. But this was we had a huge response, both on the Discord channel and on the YouTube comment section. So I'm really appreciative. This kind of combines, and I'm going to explain the reason behind why Valar would name the sword this. And I hope you agree. If not, I encourage you to kind of maybe let me know down below. But this is what I feel Valar would do and why. So taking the bones from Wingstranger and using them to build the forge has a lot to do with Valar's ancestry, but also his kind of reason for wanting to be king. Valar has strived his whole life to be a servant of the Kingdom of the Woods, and even something like taming Wingstranger, taming the dragon, was more of an obligation for him. And I think in that sense he didn't really enjoy the things that he was doing at the time, and in particular he didn't really take into account all of the things that went into being a good king or a dragon rider in the first place. And so this is kind of his attempt to go back and relive and stir up some of that nostalgia and maybe have some closure for the death of Wingstranger, which happened all too soon and all too suddenly. So Stranger's Song has to do with the legend or the tale that when Wingstranger passed, his song was heard throughout all of Bear Hall and the surrounding areas, and that song kind of signified the death, and so this would kind of be the mode of closure for Valar. And then you also have kind of the double layer of the green dreams that Valar experiences. His gift from the old gods is said to be the songs of the children of the forest, is what inspires and kind of calls all of that. And I think Valar has a deep connection to that gift and that ability. And part of his, I wouldn't say it's closure in this sense, but maybe part of his identity is wrapped up in that. And so the songs of the children of the forest could also have been sung through the relationship that he had with Winged Stranger. And so it all kind of plays in together. So Stranger's Song is the name of the sword that we have, and it's going to be Valar's sword for a little while. I think he's going to wait until Alex, Prince Alex, is old enough to wield it properly. And I'm not going to give away exactly when that's going to be, but it will be very quickly, I think. I think Alex has a really good chance of becoming something great very quickly in this series. So while we're on that subject, part of everything we're going to do throughout the rest of Valar's life is going to involve making amends with this issue that we've had with becoming cruel, with becoming kind of this overly ambitious king. And I think Valar on his return home will have kind of this revelation, as the cutscene in the last episode kind of explained. And so part of making amends, and the biggest part I think for Valar, is leaving a legacy. And so Prince Alex is that legacy. We've worked hard to get Alex into existence in the first place, but also to replace Estrian as the heir to the kingdom. And so investing in Prince Alex will be the highest priority for the High King of Valar. And so everything that we do is going to be investing and making Alex the best king that the woods has ever seen, which is hard because those are some big shoes to fill. I mean, if you think about the great kings, you have the dragon riding conqueror in the High King Aegon, and then you have before him King Valar, who, I mean, just a beast, and died in battle. This kind of idea, and then the High King Aegon the First, so the very first king in the woods. And so there's this kind of and then before him Valar, who joined the Night's Watch. So there's kind of this lineage, this huge idea of maybe something more, something different, and investing in his son is his way of adding to the lineage and to the legacy of House Bear. So that's going to be his priority. There's also the issue of his unknown son, and that's good old Ned Rivers. And our current castellan, or currently Hand of the King, is Lord Tristan Snowbear, and he's going to play a role in this, and then Ned is going to play a role in this story as well. Before Valar's death, those two characters will come into play very quickly. There's also the issue of some of the pretenders to the throne, some of the pretenders to the crown, and I think a big factor is Prince Zachary, who's currently heir to the Kingdom of the Rock, but I think is also in position to maybe usurp some of the titles and some of the things that we have going on. So we're going to arrange a betrothal between Prince Zachary and Princess Kyra, who is Estrian's daughter. And I think they're far enough away that it won't result in any inbreeding or anything like that. And so they'll accept that marriage. That'll be fine. That'll actually result in a non-aggression pact, I think. I think it will. I didn't check. But we have a non-aggression pact with the Den, so that'll protect us from both of these two ladies from kind of coming up with any sort of plot to destroy us, to ruin us. She has a negative 100 opinion of us, and we can't we can send her a gift, I think. Yeah, we can. So that'll at least help boost her opinion of us a little bit. And then she's also at war with the Reach, and so we can actually join that war and help her, and that'll improve her opinion of us as well. So we have that. All of that is good. We also will, once Valor dies, part of my plan, and I know you don't need to know this in particular right now, but I still think it's interesting. The borders are going to change yet again, but in a different way. So part of accommodating the Den and the merging of the House Blackheart and House Whitewood, the Den is going to expand, and then Southwood is going to actually expand into the Stormlands. So part of this issue with dealing with the Stormlands is going to be kind of the dissolution, if that makes any sense, of the Stormlands. It's going to become the Southwood, and it's going to extend all the way down here from Blackwater Rush. The river is going to be the border right here. Blackwater Rush, and all of the south is going to be the Southwood, run and operated by our Lord Paramount, Rhaegar Roman, who is prolific, to say the least. But our son-in-law, Lord Beslin, who is the Justiciar in Southwood, actually a pretty good character, pretty decent stats. Oh, they have 2 kids. Lysana Roman, very good stats, and then William Roman. So they haven't passed on the quick trait yet. And then you have Lady Sharna, who has a ton of kids. Whoa. I don't see any congenital traits, but she had a twin. Ooh, House Allgrey. Did I create that? That's a nice sigil. I like that. So there's that. And then we have Lady Betha, who has a son of Iron Oaks Castle. So there we go. So that's kind of the plan. And then we have some plans for the Rock. The Bear's Claw is going to get a new ruler, and so is the Northwood. Once all of that finishes, once we kind of come into play with that, there's also the war over here in the Iron Isles, which I think is going well for Lord Quinton. It's currently in his favor. We can't join the war directly, which I wish we could, and I don't know why we can't. But yeah, he's currently pressing his claim for the Iron Isles as a whole, so that'll also come into play. And then yeah, we have this kind of all of these kingdoms here operated under the woods, and so yeah, there's a lot going on. There's a lot of potential here. All of that I think is going to take place after Valor's death. I think Valor's priority is going to be ensuring his legacy is secure in Prince Alex, but also in making amends and mending the relationships that have been broken from his misdeeds in the past. And so that includes Lady Paramount Ravella, and then also Lady Paramount Arwen. So there we go. Blessings upon you and your house, my liege. I have decided to accept your suggestion of a matrilineal betrothal between Princess Kyra and Prince Zachary. So there we go. Let's see if that resulted in a non-aggression pact. Yep, it did. So that's good. So even if she wanted to make a faction for his claim, on which she wouldn't be able to press it. And so that's good. We also have that same non-aggression pact with Lady Paramount Ravella, which is also good. Ooh. Oh, wow. Ugh. That's Prince Xavier's son. Ugh. Wow. Hopefully his education turns out okay. Because currently, I mean, he, other than slothful, he has some potential, especially in intrigue. But of course, he has a martial education. Let's see how he turns out. Hopefully, he turns out well. It's mostly hoping he just gives them a ton of kids that they can kind of pump into making House Whitewood great. So that non-aggression pact does us a whole lot of good in the near future. Hopefully she will. We also need to work on improving her opinion of us, which means we need to send her a gift first and foremost. Good Lord, 70. Oh, God. 70 gold. I don't know that I want to do that. Wow. What if we give her an artifact? So I don't, that boosts learning by 1. I don't want to do that. The Summer Islands opinion +3. What would that? That'd be +7 for her opinion, which isn't great. Dothraki opinion. Volantine opinion. Edge of the World. Kin of the Stag. No. Justice and Injustice in the North we need because that improves opinion. +20 if we gave her the Storm Crown. There weren't any suggestions on the crown. I don't know if you guys got caught up in all the hoopla about the sword, but leave some suggestions about what to rename the crown, because I like the Storm Crown. I like the way it looks, especially on Valor. Valor makes it look really good. But I need to figure out what I'm gonna name it for the woods. It'd be cool if we could have kind of the style of the I'm trying to think of who it is. There's a crown that almost looks like wood. That would be cool. But yeah, currently that's the crown that we have, and I like the way it looks. I just need to come up with a good name. So help me come up with a name down in the comment section for that. We are going to join her war. I don't know if I already pressed that. Offer to join war. Claim Templeton. We'll go to war for her. I think that'll be in our best interest. That'll kind of boost her opinion of us a little bit. Yeah, join my war +15. So that helps. And then we need to maybe look at taking maybe like the carousing focus. I would say seduction, because that could really quickly boost the opinion, but I don't know that I want to produce any bastard children, and I don't think Valor would go about improving the opinion of his vassals that way. There's also the rulership, which the rulership focus could potentially improve the opinions of my vassals. Trying to govern well, which kind of makes sense. Carousing would be good just because we'd be able to maybe really quickly lose some of these, like rude and cruel. We'd maybe be able to lose those pretty quickly. So I'm torn there. I'm torn between the two. Plus the invite to carousing could be good if we invite the ladies paramount to a carousing. I think we're gonna do rulership. I think rulership makes more sense in character. The direction that we're going as a character for Valor, rulership makes a little bit more sense. So that'll help. I think rulership also kind of improves a little bit of opinion with or a little bit of gold. It increases tax revenue a little bit there. So that's always an option. I'm trying to think. If I raise up the levies of Southwood, this Child King, I don't see anything over here. She's currently sieged down quite a bit, but she's won some major battles. So if we raise up the armies of Lady Paramount Arwen the Tyrant, and we just go siege down there, yeah, we can do that. Okay, so I'm gonna actually do that. I'm gonna raise up the armies right here. Let's do Bradamar Westerling, since he's a siege leader. Lionel Redhorn on the flank, and then I will take the other flank. Actually, you know what? I think the focus on rulership would mean that Valor wouldn't leave. I think he's been focused on being a war king in the past, but I think he would stay in Bear Hall, and I think he would send Prince Xavier. Okay. So there's that. They're heading to Golden Grove, which ironically is the capital of the Reach. We actually haven't like been involved with the Reach that much. One other thing that I want to do is this girl over here will accept our offer of vassalization. So we're going to do that. We're going to transfer her under the Stormlands. That'll kind of help everything out. Arwen the Unchaste is currently considering another offer from us. Let's look at factions. Prince Zachary for the Woods is still there, but she can't, like I said, she can't press that claim because of the non-aggression pact. Wow. Lord John's claim for Byford on Lord Paramount Ryger of Southwood. I don't know why that... Huh. That's interesting. I don't know why all of a sudden that happened. The Den in Southwood being at war caused Mega War to go down. It's kind of interesting. So Lady Delessa has acted dishonorably towards us? What did she do? I don't know. I don't know what she did. But we're actually gonna go over here and we're gonna transfer vassalage of Delessa. So that'll kind of help solve that situation. We have an advisor position. Let's actually put Lord Roman there. Well, that looks fine. Good. Princess Amera is growing in learning. That's always nice. Oh, look. Oh, Lord Roman is asking me to step in and ask her to stand down. I don't want his opinion of me to drop. Definitely not. I'll order her to stand down. She already hates me. What's another -10 opinion, right? Two people have gotten eloped. Otho Seashade and Amira Bruston. I'll accept their marriage at the cost of piety. Good. The armies are joining us. Look at this. I don't know why their morale is so low. That's not going to be good for this incoming battle. We need to put a good commander on this other side. Unyielding, flat terrain expert. What is this? Yeah, plains. Okay, I think I am going to put Valor over here. Just for the boost. Why am I considered a rebel leader now? Sometimes this game makes weird decisions. I'm telling you. Let's see. Let's have Quentin be an advisor. We'll set our crown focus in Bear Hall. So we're currently unyielding on the edge. Xavier's on the other side. Bradamar Westerling's in the middle. I'll order Lady Sharna to stand down. Why is she? I mean, she's imprisoned by who? Why are you? What's wrong with this kid? My king, I humbly ask that you intervene on my behalf against the aggression of Lady Sharna Fairgates, who is invading my lands in obvious contravention to the peace of the realm. I'd be eternally grateful for your support in this matter. Yours, Lord Paramount Desmond of House Blackwood. But here's the thing, she's in his prison. Why would he be asking me to intervene? He has a 100% war score against her. This game sometimes, guys. Okay. Oh, look, and now the Night's Watch needs some help. Okay, let's look at this battle really quick. Okay, yeah, it looks like we'll win this battle even still. They had a river crossing penalty, plus Valor's expertise. Bradamar is actually doing the worst, but look, they're taking massive losses in the center there. The losses are definitely stacked on their side, but look, Bradamar botched the slow advance. And they had an impressive infantry advance. So look, the center might break. The role's definitely reversed. We're still leading. Oh yeah, they're, good lord. The center's in retreat. And it looks like they've decided to advance on Prince Xavier. And he botched the feint on that side. They botched the harassment and volley. And he was able to perform a classic feint. Classic shield wall. They botched the feint on this flank over here, so I will be able to finish this flank off and then go attack the center. Yeah, very easily. They're already in retreat. They had a classic shield wall, and so did we. They botched their volley on this side. That might be the turning point in the war. This flank over here, it actually doesn't have a leader. They botched their volley. They'll arrive on August 15th for reinforcements. I don't think that will matter, though. I think at that point it will already be too late. They're taking heavy losses. Yeah, look, they're done. They're done for. Their other flank's in retreat already, and we're in pursuit. The center's in retreat. Yeah, they're done. They're done. Even with the reinforcements, that just means more losses. Good. Lord Otho of Mandervale was captured. Lord Bennett of Westmarch is also captured. But look, I think, interestingly enough, prisoner-wise, Otho, Lord of Mandervale, is actually House Manderley. So a little callback to the original series. That's cool. Wonder if we can put under house arrest. Yeah, let's put him under house arrest. Harston Brightstone. I don't even know how this guy ended up in our dungeons. Bennett Oakhart will do the same thing. Put under house arrest. Just to be a little bit of a merciful king. We have really, really low morale right now, so that'll boost up. Oh look, a son that isn't ours. Interesting. Interesting. I think, honestly, it would make the most sense for Valor to try to love this child, even though he knows that it's not his. Let's look at the kid. There's nothing special about him. We're going to give him the struggle focus. I think he's going to struggle through at least his younger years. I don't know. I think we should have a plot eventually to be able to like investigate his legitimacy, but when it comes down to it, Valor's trying to make this change in his life, and he has this opportunity now to love a child that's not his. I think it's important for him to know that there's there's some support in this decision. So it's going to be hard, it's going to be difficult, but I think that is the approach Valor would take at this point in time. So we're going to siege down Golden Grove. I'm not going to make you watch the whole thing. Look, the king just grew up, got his adult portrait. Sorry, bud. We'll probably capture you and then we'll release you. But I have to make my subjects like me. It's part of this whole desire for Valor. Harston Brightstone has been in your custody for too long, my king. I hereby offer to pay the ransom to secure his release. I trust that you will accept this fair offer. 25 gold? I will accept that offer, as a matter of fact. I don't even know how he ended up in my dungeon. So clap King Wilbert in irons. And release his family. We'll start marching this army back over here. Look, a son was born to Marissa and an unknown father. He's a sickly child. Yeah. It's definitely Valor's, though. Let's see if we can find a good name. Oh, look at that. We can have an homage. We can have an homage to the deceased, the departed Lord Paramount Dickon. I think we'll do that. We're going to just acknowledge him as mine. Not going to legitimize him or anything. But yeah, that's kind of the process. He'll probably end up dying. Maester Thorin is worried about my newborn son. Dickon is a feeble little thing, even compared to other infants. Thorin says he might not live to see his first birthday. So, please do your best to save my infant son. If we disband this... Okay, cool. They'll all go home. That'll be perfect. We will do that. We're not currently leading an army, so we can go back to hatching the dragon egg. But also, we are to the point now where... Oh, I'm sorry. Prince Alex is 8 years old, which means he can be forced to train. There's a 55% success or a 45% chance of failure. So that is a decision that we'll have to make, because I think if we can get him to train fighter at the age of 8, he stands a really good chance of becoming formidable. Let's do it. Oh yeah, by forcing my son to fight, I made him a better man. The training is evidently paying off. He is now a skilled fighter. So even for a child, he has a dual skill estimate of 4. It's fantastic. Plus he's rowdy. That's good. That's good. I don't think we can force him to train anymore. But that's okay. We'll focus on trying to build up his educational stats, his stats, his base stats would be best, I think, if we can build some of those up and make him into something a little bit better than what he is currently.